Welcome to Trainer Talk, guys. We're back again. I'm Matt Morris.
Luke Smith.
Hey, guys. Previous episode, we talked about an overview of creatine. We're going to get a little bit deeper, all right, to talk about some common myths that we're going to bust. Also, some frequently asked questions that I've gotten, Luke has gotten, because there's a lot of information out there, and what's right, what's not. We hope you guys get some great information in this. And then our whole goal is the information we provide, you guys can make your own decision in your own life about creatine in general. So we're going to get right into it. We wrote down some common questions, some myths that we've seen out there. We're just going to go one by one. So the most common one out there, I think we probably know if you started taking creatine, is creatine is going to make me gain weight. Common myth, Luke, is that true?
No.
Why not?
Because, so what happens is you may eventually gain weight from gaining muscle, but it's just going to help fuel your workouts by filling your muscles like intracellularly with more water, which is what you guys want. If you guys are looking to have better workouts, have better muscle contractions, be able to ultimately do more, you want that benefit from creatine.
So remember, guys, creatine, we talked about this in the overview, creatine is going to provide you energy, right? It doesn't have any calories in it, right? And the only way to gain weight is eating more calories than you burn. It's a process. So the process I want you to think about is what Luke just described. Me taking creatine is going to allow me to work out harder in conditioning, last maybe a little bit longer in high intensity environments, especially in conditioning days at Burn Boot Camp. But it's going to make me lift heavier weight. And what does that do over time? It's going to grow your muscle and make you leaner. All right, so over time, creatine will probably make your lean body mass go down if you take it every day and if you're consistent with your diet outside of camp, but also take your workout seriously. So the last thing I really want to hone on was Luke said is creatine's great, right? Because it brings water in the muscle, right? You guys are 70% water. Your muscles need water to function properly, and to have water intracellular, which is in your muscle, that's what creatine is going to allow you to do, and that's what it's going to make you work out at a high performing rate, is bringing water into the muscle, okay? So again, don't take it from me. Don't take it from Luke. Try it on your own. You could, if you want to try it, right, take it for 30 days like we talked about. It's going to take 30 days for you guys to start seeing the benefits. But be honest with yourself in those 30 days. Did your diet change? Did you consume a little bit more calories? Did your workouts go down? Is maybe that why you're gaining weight? It's not going to come from the creatine. So keep your diet the same, keep your workouts the same within 30 days, and I promise you that the scale will probably not go up. The body fat probably will not go up. The muscle gain probably will. Try it for yourself. Again, it's a myth. You're going to have to bust on your own to really believe us. So that's the first most probably common myth you guys see out there in creatine. Wait, isn't creatine the same as pre-workout? Why do I need to take pre-workout or creatine? Can I just choose one or the other?
Well, and the interesting thing, when you think that, if Matt talked about this in the last episode too, but creatine is not caffeine. It's not giving me, it's not a drug. So you have to have 30 days to see the benefit. Whereas in our pre-workout like Ignite, I can take it right then and immediately feel the benefits in that singular workout right then and there. And creatine, you got to wait 30 days to see some of those benefits. It's a long-term investment. You're constantly pouring into that cup every day. With creatine, whereas caffeine or Ignite, you're getting the benefits right then and it's instant.
Remember, guys, creatine is an accumulation supplement, right? It's different even from post-workout. So if you're also asking yourself, can I take creatine or just my post-workout afterburn? Well, it's all of it, right? So creatine and Ignite, they use different pathways in your body. So that's why when you take Ignite 20 minutes before your workout, it's using a different pathway than creatine does. Okay? Ignite doesn't get stored in your muscles like creatine does. That's why it goes right in your bloodstream and you can feel it within 20 minutes. Creatine needs to accumulate over time. And again, that 30 days is probably that sweet spot for that muscle to be fully saturated with creatine. Luke said, remember, creatine is not a drug. It's never going to get banned by the Olympic Committee or any, if you watch UFC, never anything like that, because you're making it yourself naturally. So again, take all of it, all right? Take your pre-workout if you want to take pre-workout. It has caffeine in it. Caffeine's a drug. It's going to hit you right away. Take your intra, also replenish through your sweat. Take creatine either pre or post. Take it for 30 days, okay? It's not a drug. It's going to live in your muscle. Ignite doesn't live in your muscle, and then it's not post-workout. It doesn't have any protein content in it like Afterburn does. It's not going to build the muscle back up. It's going to make you lift more weight in your workout to help build muscle. Okay, so it's all of it's connected. So that's the big difference between creatine and pre-workout. Creatine is not caffeine. Do I have to do the loading phase of creatine to see the benefits? And before you answer, explain to them what the loading phase is.
So basically, how Matt was talking, it's accumulated supplement. That's something the loading phase only happens during the first 7 days of the supplement. And when I took this, when I take creatine and started doing it, I didn't do a loading phase. I just stuck with 5 grams a day, but I know research says you can take up to 5 grams 4 times a day. So 20 grams a day total, and that may help it get into your muscle just a little bit faster. But it's not something you have to do. I didn't do it. I was like, I'm going to save a little bit of money and just go with 5 grams a day and let that accumulate over 30 days and still see the same benefit as someone that loaded for 7.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend do the loading phase. Also, you don't have to worry about any GI upset, because if I've seen people do the loading phase and they're wondering why they have an upset stomach or a bloat. If you take that much creatine within a short amount of time, like Luke said, you take 5 grams 4 times a day for a week, you might have some GI upset. So my recommendation is don't be short-sighted, because it's going to take 30, I mean, this is a lifetime thing. So just take 5 grams a day and you'll see all the benefits within 30 days. So you don't have to do the loading phase. Really the only people that do a loading phase are like Olympic athletes before a competition, a UFC fighter before a fight, a boxer before a boxing match, somebody that needs to get all of that in their muscle very, very quickly. For us that just take camp every day, 5 grams a day for the rest of your life will be awesome. And you don't got to worry about any GI upset. If for whatever reason you do have any GI upset on 5 grams a day, split up the 5 grams. You could take 2.5 in the morning, you could take 2.5 at night. You could split that 5 grams up if for whatever reason you have GI upset just on 5 grams a day. Next question, which we've gotten a lot. If I don't use it, will I lose it? So if I don't use creatine for a day or 6 days or a week or for whatever you forget, or you go on vacation, you forget your creatine, will I lose all the benefit of the creatine that I've been taking for a month, for 2, for 3 months? You will not, all right? We talked about this in the overview. It's going to take 30 days of you taking 5 grams a day for the creatine to fully saturate and fully get in your muscle. Think about it as a sponge. The sponge has to get really, really wet, right? And it's going to take 30 days for that thing to be fully saturated with water, or for creatine in that example. It's also going to take the same 30 for the creatine to fully get out of your muscle. So this is why I wouldn't recommend cycling either. Okay, you don't have to do 2 weeks on, 1 week off. All right, because the 1 week off is not going to do anything. The creatine's still going to be in your muscle. It's going to take a full 30 days for it to get out. So if you don't use it for a day or for 2 days or for whatever reason, you go on vacation, you forget, you won't lose all the benefits that you've gotten from taking it for 30 days plus. All right, so hopefully that question helped. Which creatine should I take? There's multiple out there, right? So how do I know which one to take, Luke?
So when we're looking at all those peer-reviewed studies that Matt alluded to in the last episode, over 1,300 most researched supplement that there has been.
Monohydrate?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm losing my mind over here. But creatine monohydrate. So that's the main one that you guys want to take. So when they're talking about all those peer-reviewed studies, we're talking about creatine monohydrate. There's so many different other types out there in the market, but monohydrate, you never have to cycle off of it. I remember when I was first getting into supplements in high school, and I took one that you had to supplement off of, and I would get some results and lose it and just ping pong back and forth, and it cost a lot of money and it wasn't beneficial. And the monohydrate is something I can take every single day, and I don't ever have to worry about it.
Yeah. Luke mentioned those 1,300 peer-reviewed studies. Those reviewed studies, a large percentage of those are on monohydrate. They're not on the other forms. So if you want to take the creatine one that's the most studied, it's going to be monohydrate. It's the cheapest. All right, it's the cheapest type of creatine on there. And again, it's going to provide all the benefits of what you would take if you took a different type of creatine. So, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. You save the most money, you get all the benefits, it's the most researched, it's monohydrate. So, monohydrate's your best bang for your buck if you're wondering which one to take. Last one I have on here is, why do I need to supplement creatine if I can just eat red meat and seafood, if it's found in there, because I listened to your last overview and you told me that if I just eat meat and seafood, I can get creatine, and my body makes it, why do I need to take 5 grams a day? So the reason why you need to take 5 grams a day, for one, your body itself only makes 1 to 3 grams a day, okay? The meat you eat, it's about the same. You would need to eat like 2 to 3 pounds of meat every day for your muscle to be fully saturated. And for me, first of all, that's a lot of money to eat 2 to 3 pounds of meat a day.
And that's cooked meat.
I don't think I'd be able to. Protein fills you up the most compared to a carb or a fat. And I eat a lot of meat, but I'm not on a carnivore diet. So the easiest way is to just help your body out. Just take 5 grams a day in a powdered form in water, and you'll fully saturate your muscle within 30 days. So again, cost for meat is high, and you probably won't be able to consume that much meat in a day, day after day after day after day after day after day. So that's the reason why you need to supplement. The same reason why you need to supplement sometimes in protein, where you don't get all your protein grams through food. The top off is that afterburn to help supplement you to get to at least 100 grams of protein. How I take my creatine, I like to take it in chocolate milk. I'm not going to lie. I think the frothier the better, and the creatine powder helps make that chocolate milk a little bit thicker. I got a little like stir. I stir it up after my workout, and I just chug it at home. If you like to take it in water, take it in water. It's flavorless, so why not add a little bit flavor? However you like to take it is my recommendation for you. How do you take yours?
I mix it just with the pre-workout.
Pre-workout, that's right.
Just simple, easy, because I want it to have the flavor of whatever pre-workout I'm taking. So if I change it from, berry, pink lemonade, green apple, whatever it is, it just takes in that flavor, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. 2 other things I want to hit here with creatine. There's a lot of studies coming out about cognitive function. So your brain is smart. There's a blood-brain barrier that your brain has. It's not going to allow anything in your brain that isn't good for it. Creatine crosses that. All right, your brain knows that, hey, this creatine is good for my body. I make it myself. I'm going to allow it to cross the blood-brain barrier. And your brain, they've seen studies where your brain uses this just like your muscles do. So on days at work when you're stressed and it takes a lot of brain energy for you to do your day, brain energy works the same way as muscle energy. So when your brain uses all that energy that you take from your food, your creatine is the backup for that, and it helps you in high stressful mental situations. So they've seen studies on a cognitive function where if you have high stressful days at work, it will help you perform better at work. So that's another reason why I take it. We have stressful jobs. My brain allows the creatine to pass that blood-brain barrier, and it helps the brain. The other thing is, if you're pregnant and watching this, we are not doctors. We are far from doctors, okay? We are not going to tell you to take creatine, not to take creatine. You need to talk with your OBGYN, okay? Get their advice on creatine. So if you're pregnant, talk to your doctor first. Please, 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 please. I wanted to say that before this episode got off. So those were some common questions, guys, some myths. If you have any other questions, leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, send us a message on Instagram. We're happy to answer. We didn't answer all the questions. We didn't bust all the myths. Hopefully we got to the ones that were most prominent to you. And stay tuned, because things are happening with creatine at Burn Bootcamp. Wink, wink. All right. Hit subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I've heard. Leave a review. What do you want to hear about next on Trainer Talk? And that's an episode, guys. Hope you've gotten a lot of information. Again, our goal here is to give you as much quality information as possible. You guys make a decision for your own life and to improve it that way. All right? But, Luke, you take us out this time.
2 claps on 2. 1, 2.
See you guys.